You feel that now? I feel like Rocky in this one, baby. Let's go. Alright, check it. Blast from the past, back from the future. So if I pull the trigger in the past, you know you and your future. I'm still hustling, still hugging the block. The referee to the shit, I'm still calling them shots. I can't be stopped. That's what I told you. I'm living my life like a box of Crayolas. I'm cutting up white, smoking that green. Purple color pens, I'm still making this cream. I'm so sick, check my throat quick. My wrist light up a room like a handful of glow stick. I'm like spoiled milk, the kids gone bad. Dennis the menace, my pen touches the pad. Niggas is mad, but the ladies is glad. Yo, they rubbing up against me like this nigga is rad. Fucking two divas, drinking on sangria.
My face looks a little weird, so let me just got some touch up thing. I'm not feeling that. It's just me, it's just real me. Welcome to the greatest show ever created. Welcome to the greatest pod ever created. I'm your host, Rick H. If you're watching on any platform, you can comment, like, subscribe, share, all that other good stuff. Today we're going to be talking about podcasting. And essentially where it is in the state of where we stand today. I started podcasting, I'm going to say, what's 2024? 2018. So this is 6 years that I've been doing podcasting. Not only have I launched this podcast, but I've launched several others. Shout out to Jason and the good folks at Bravery Studios, First Class, Second Place podcast as well. I've launched this pod and several others. I've now been a part of, I'm going to say 4 different podcast networks. 2 of those which I had a hand in putting together. One I did on my own. And this is a lot of work. You really got to love talking on this microphone and, recording. Because this is not just, let me turn on the camera, let me put on a mic, let me just talk gibberish for an hour and entertain some folks. A lot goes into podcasting. Planning, writing, producing, booking, marketing, promoting, publishing, editing. Oh my God, editing. The hours of editing. The easiest part of podcasting is doing this, the recording part. When I started this show, I really was in love with this medium. Like, I loved everything about it. I love the freedom about it. I love the fact that you didn't have to be a celebrity. You just had to have good content. I love so much of this uncharted territory of what it was. And it was very simple to do, You can either tear it down to its to it the way I'm doing it right now, where I'm just doing this all by myself naturally from my house, or you can get like a studio setup, be all complex, all fancy with the editing and all that stuff. I was very much in love with it. So I launched the show. We did very well. I'm gonna say probably my favorite season was the 3rd season that we did of the show, because I kind of had an idea of where I was going with it, and the guests are great, they're amazing, but I was having so much fun doing this show. It was me, my brother, Craze, And we had Riddell. I mean, we had C's, we had BB, we had my boy Dex on the show. We had Tommy and Ivan. We had Brenda. We had Karina Ortiz. Season 3 was it. Like we had Jonathan on it. We 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 went all out. And we were recording out of the monkey room. The show was edited at the time. Um, we had Oz Rodriguez that season too. I was on my A game. And when you're doing something like this, you gotta have people who believe in you to support you. And you gotta find victories where you normally wouldn't see it. Um, so it takes a lot out of you. That's why I say you gotta be in love with podcasting. Um, it's been a really long road for me. Podcasting. This show has taken me places I thought I would never be in, spoken to people I thought I'd never be in the room in. Um, I kind of want some different challenges at this point in time. So that's where I'm getting to. So specifically for me personally, I love doing the pod. You know, I love having conversations with people. I love talking about subjects that people are interested in. I love interviewing guests. I love booking the guests. There's nothing more exciting than when you got like a guest you're excited about and you're super well prepped and you got questions and backup questions and everything lined up. Um, but this takes a lot of hard work and a lot of time and a lot of dedication. And for the last 2 years, I've been recording this show. Um, I wouldn't say the last 2 years, but since I moved out to Long Island, I've been recording this show mainly from here and when we were at the studio in the studio. But my other obligations and my job, um, it was like a lot of time management on my part to make sure that I'm able to put something together that's nice, that people are going to appreciate, that they're going to love, they're going to enjoy, um, and they're going to want to watch and tune in and follow. Um, I used to produce 4 or 5 shows a month. Now I've been doing two, one, if that, a month. And it's not the pace I want to operate on. It's not the pace that I've like been accustomed to operating on. Um, so yeah, I want to do something different. I need to feel inspired again. I feel like I haven't tapped into that second win yet, and I'm waiting for it to kick in, but it just hasn't come yet, you know. So yeah, it's been a long 6 years doing this. You know, I'm not by any means. Don't take any of this as if I'm quitting or anything like that. I'm just explaining where I'm at personally and professionally with the pod itself. Um, I've been in that weird space where am I going to continue doing this show? Am I going to create something new? Do I want to bring in a co-host? Do I just want to write for other people, which I've done in the past? Uh, I just know I need to create. At this point in time, I'm not sure what that is, you know, and that's where I'm at professionally. So, uh, for the last 3 months, I would say I've been finding it hard to tap into that creative side, that just comes so easy for me, Um, it's like hitting a wall. So these are the moments where it can make or break you, and that's what I'm getting at, And this morning I woke up and I was thinking about the pod. I was thinking about everything I've gone through, or you know, the networks that we've been a part of, and the guests we've had on the show. And I just like it hit me like I wanna do this again at that high performance level that I've been accustomed to. Um, it's it's gonna take some time to build myself back up to that point. I think, like every human being, you hit some bumps, some bruises. Last year was a really rough year for me. Um, it was successful, but it was like even like for every great thing that happened, something like it was well balanced. So I can't say it was terrible. I can't say it was great. It's one of those things. But what I did get from last year is to enjoy the time that I have. Um, like seeing my kids grow up has been a beautiful thing. Although they, like kids, sometimes you get, a little frustrated, but they, I really just like seeing them develop, like, and they're becoming their own little people, developing personalities, and it's been probably the best thing for me to watch them grow and stuff. So, um, so yeah, I just I wanna get back to that. I want to perform at a super high level, and I feel like where I'm at mentally and creatively, it's not at that point right now, and I just think I like maybe taking some time or doing something. I am working on other things at the same time. It's just I think I'm concentrating too hard on the other things that are, in my personal, that are going on in my personal life and my professional life, and I'm not giving myself that space to be me. I don't understand it. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like, um, I'm goofy. I like to joke around. I love sports. I love basketball. I love baseball. I watch wrestling on Mondays sometimes. The storytelling of the WWE will be something that's always captivated me. I'm into pop culture. So there's just so much stuff that I enjoy doing. And I just feel like lately I haven't been doing too much of that. I've been doing more of, the parenting grown up stuff, which I've been finding little pieces of joy. Like my kids are, so my son is 4, my daughter's 2. And my daughter is extremely smart, very witty. She reminds me a lot of her mother. My son is very laid back, chill, artistic. Like he just likes like solving things. Like he loves building stuff too. Very creative. Um, I think they're both very artistic because my daughter, she likes. Um, I never seen a 2-year-old color inside the lines. I mean, I'm not saying that she 100% is perfect, but she does a great job at it. And I guess that's just me being, because I'm her dad, I'm gonna be gloating like, you know. uh, but yeah, I think I look forward to those moments of being parents. Before I had my children, I did look forward to producing shows and Um, you know, I guess it was sometimes you seek validation through other people, but now I don't really give a shit about anybody's like, yo, you this or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. That doesn't give me a sense of fulfillment. What gives me a sense of fulfillment is accomplishing goals that I have set for myself. Um, I will have my oh Gatica's here. Oh, thank you, Gatica. Appreciate that. Uh, yeah, I will have Ada's here from work. Shout out to Ada. Uh, Benji was here. Shout out to Hafa. I have done stuff with my kids. I've recorded a mini little episode with them. Just to have fun, just to show them what I do and to see if they'll enjoy it. They do enjoy it. Uh, but I just feel like my Sammy Slags in the building. What's up, Sammy? I just feel like where I'm at creatively, I do need to take some time and regroup. Now, how long is that? I'm not sure. Um, will it be, continuing this show or creating a new one? I'm not sure. I don't have any of those answers. I just know that to be, I just know that moving forward, I just 100% need to give you everything. If I'm gonna do this show, I'm gonna show you when I'm like this and when I'm also at 1,000. Um, because that's a genuine. This is a genuine moment. You know, so I did a lot of reflecting today. That's basically what I was doing. Um, and I thought like where this industry is as far as podcasting. And I'm not saying that they're not worthy of having their own space or their own medium or like their own show, but I just feel the abundance of shows and the abundance of celebrities that are doing this makes it more challenging for the regular independent podcaster that doesn't have a million followers. um but yeah, I watch some of these celebrity podcasts and I'm like, man, you can't conduct an interview. You don't know how to ask questions. You're interrupting your guest. Like I have a list of critiques of when I look at other shows, and I was like, man, if I was producing the show, I would do X, Y, and Z. And that's where it comes to me. Like I feel like I've always stated this on this show, on any interview I've done. Originally, I did not want to be in front of the camera. Not my thing. Originally, I just wanted to be in the back, creating the ideas and making the show. Um, because this is a space for someone who already has an audience, someone who has a following. Uh, Not like like a Brad Pitt, but someone like Chicle. When Chicle said he wanted to do a pod, I was like, this is perfect for him because he has an audience, he has a brand, he knows who he is, and he is very good with the engagement. Like he engages with the fans. Like you leave a comment, he's gonna read it. He might not reply to you, but he is going to read it. And he takes suggestions. So he's very good at it. So like my thing was that like today I was watching the Carmelo Anthony podcast 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Where it was his son and Paul George on the show, and I know why Carmelo Anthony did that episode. Cayenne looks up to PG. Like he said that's his GOAT. Like that's his favorite player of all time. But I find myself writing little notes of, "All right, Melo, we could do this, or let's ask that, or we need to throw up this graphic at this time, or let's segue into this, or let's do that." I find myself producing more than uh it's easy for me to come up with stuff for other people than myself. And life's always been like that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I overthink it and I don't just do for me. But it's very easy for me. I could take anybody in the chat right now, sit with you for an hour, and I could guarantee you I could create you a podcast from scratch. And I could give you a brand and I could create it for you. And I could set you on your way. And you just have to replicate what I did for you for the next episode, the following episode, the next episode. And then once you get to a certain number of episodes, I could come back to the table and refreshing the show. That's what I am. That's what I do. Um, I've done this show creatively by myself. I've had people, I've had people, yeah, it is a business idea. Sammy slacks on always working. Uh, I've had people like asked me for a little bit of advice or something. And they walked away with several pages of how you do this, how you do that, how you do this on podcasting. And all like I was saying, this show I've done it by myself. I've had editors, I've had videographers, don't get me wrong. But what I mean by myself is what happens on the show, writing it, coming up with the ideas, booking the guests, all that stuff has been done by me. There was one guest that I didn't book. I don't remember. It was Jayla that booked it. Shout out to Jayla. She was a great co-host. Um, Giancarlo Canela. She booked him. And other than that, everything else has been me. All me. Um, yeah, so I find it easier to create for others than myself. Am I the only person that's like that? That's a question I'm gonna put up amongst other creatives. Is it easier to create for others than it is to create for yourself? That's I would like to know that. Before we move any further, I would like to play a little ad for you guys. And when we come back, I'll explain to you how you get through these mental blocks. This episode of The Rick H Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Does social media play a part in comparison where you compare your life to others? Comparison is a thief of joy and it's easy to envy others' lives. It might look like they have it all together on their Instagram, but in reality, they probably don't. Therapy can help. Focus on what you want instead of what others have. I've benefited greatly from BetterHelp. It's helped me become a better father, a better husband, a better friend, even a better podcaster. Being more aware of myself and being in a better mental space has helped me perform at a higher level. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional cost. Give BetterHelp a try. Stop comparing. Start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/rickshow today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rickshow. All right, so Jason's here in the chat. He said, I hope you get your second win sooner than later. You're one of the best that I've worked with. We're definitely peers, Jay, and I always appreciate me and you always have a great time. I think we've done 3 shows together. Is it 3 or 4? Might be 3. Easily some of the best work I've done. It's just natural chemistry. Um, is it 3 or 4? I don't remember. It says it can be easier to create for others, but ultimately up to them to actually listen. 3, yours, mine, and I think you've done the Rick A show twice, right? That's 2. And I think we did the sports show, and I think first class, second place. First class, second place interview to me was one of my easy one of my. I mean, the one with me and Hugo was dope, but first class, second place, that's something special you got there, man. I think you should just continue doing it, regardless of the blockage or whatever it may be sometimes. But you got something on that show, and I like it. I like the space you've created, and I like first of all, you do your research very well. Um, and remember, I was saying I would watch other people's shows and I have notes. I have very few notes for Jason, and then every time I talk to him, uh, we're just kicking it. Like it's not like he's interviewing me or I'm interviewing him. We just asking questions, having a conversation. So yeah, that's cool. So how you get over not, when you're in that funk, that creative slump, is you got to find that inspiration wherever it is. Um, Collaborating with others is one, because you could go and agree to collaborate with someone, and that could spark new ideas within you immediately. Anytime I've ever talked to Ivan Manito, I always walk away with like 1,000 ideas. Like, I don't know what it is about that guy, but he's special. Like, Ivan is the type of creative that um inspires others. Like, your creator's favorite creator, right? So anytime me and Ivan Manito talk, he's telling me about his projects, or because he listens to me, watches the show and stuff like that. He'll give me um ideas and stuff, and he just sparks that creative fuse. So Ivan's a go-to person for me personally. And if it's not collaborating with another person, um maybe it's a different type of art, right? For example, me, I love music. I love how you listen to a song, it puts you in a specific time and space in your life where you were either going through something or it's attached to a happy memory. That's one thing that could spark your creative side. Same thing with movies and films. What you want to do is go somewhere or do something where you're not thinking of what your art is or what you want to create or what you want to do. You want to escape, so to speak, uh, and let your mind enjoy itself. Whatever it may be, looking at, contemporary art, watching a movie, watching somebody else's show, which is another thing that happens to me. Like, I'll watch somebody else's pod and I'll be like, damn, that was a great idea. And then it'll give me an idea for something else that I want to do. So those are kind of some of the techniques I take. Um, I've I literally have gone through that list in the last 3 months, and it still hasn't like kicked or pushed into that second gear for me. But I'm still searching. Definitely still looking to looking to spark that creativity once more, and just produce quality podcasting at the high level that I'm used to producing my show. Uh, but it's been tough. It's been tough. Um, so yeah, that's basically where I'm at. I'm a creature of habit, so I guess I just got to get back into that routine and that grind that I've always been accustomed to for the last 6, 8 years while I've been doing this show, and just start being me. Just start being the greatest podcaster of all time. Sometimes you forget who you are. Just remember who you are. It's easier said than done, but go to that space where it clicks for you, and you come to that realization. who you are, and what you do, and why you're the best at what you do. But yeah, that's our show for today, man. And before we wrap up, I just want to say, uh, uh, I want to say rest in peace to Don. Don, uh, Don and I met through Mike about 2 years ago, I'm gonna say, and we worked closely on the podcast network we were doing. But me and Don connected on a different level because, we connected on being fathers, and living out here in Suffolk County. But being fathers, being from the same type of, I think, that's why me, Mike, and Don clicked. I think we all three of us, we have the same, we're cut from the same type of cloth. And he would talk to me about his kids. He gave me some great game and some great advice. And it's been a difficult couple of days. It's very sudden, but my condolences to his family, his kids, his cousins. Amazing human being. His soul's obviously gonna live on because he's just one of one. To know him is to appreciate what I'm saying right now, because everybody felt the same way about him. So my prayers to your family. Rest in peace, my brother. Until we meet again, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
You feel that knock? I feel like Rocky in this one, baby. Let's go. Alright, check it. Blast from the past, back from the future. So if I pull the trigger in the past, know you and your future. I'm still hustling, still hugging the block. The referee to the shit, I'm still calling them shots. I can't be stopped. That's what I told you. I'm living my life like a box of Crayolas. I'm cutting up white, smoking that green. Purple color pens, I'm still making this cream. I'm so sick, check my throat quick. My wrist light up a room like a handful of glow sticks. I'm like spoiled milk, the kids gone bad. Then it's the menace, my pen touches the pad. Niggas is mad, but the ladies is glad. Yo, they rubbing up against me like this nigga is rad. Fucking too deep.